Estoy transmitiendo en mi vivo, ¿oíste, Luis? Lo estoy transmitiendo en vivo. Sí. A ver. Transmitiendo a veces así. Bueno, si lo ponen así todos los días, transmito todos los sábados y domingos. Hoy es domingo, ¿verdad? Hoy es domingo, ¿verdad? Sí, hoy es domingo, ¿verdad? What? Ah, vale. Y ganó, vamos. Con 31 puntos. 9 kills, vamos para allá.
What's going on, Fortnite fam? We're here for week number 8. And you know it's time to go meet up with the casters, so let's...
So it's for your intro, Zeke.
No! It's time for week
No sé. No sé.
I'm Golden Boy, one of your hosts, and we're going to jump right in.
I am so excited to be casting these games today. We are back.
All right, so we're getting ready. It's been a really great day so far. So a lot to get through. We want to talk to... What?
Actually, don't.
Okay, all right.
I got a flip stream.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Eso es embuste.
Yeah. So you're the in-game producer.
Yep.
But is there more we need to know about in-game observing?
I believe so, and you should go talk to Andy about that, Zeke.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name's Andy. I'm the in-game director for the Fortnite.
Oh my gosh, todo lo que tiene
So
atrás,
whenever
mira
we get
eso.
into game, I take over from Joe, our broadcast director, and start cutting between all of our observers. I work with the
O
team
sea,
of
bien
observers
joven.
as well as the game producer, Squint, and the observer director, in order to try and cut the best show possible. So basically, all of our observers are getting the best content during these games, and I'm sort of the one who's
Sí.
deciding
Sí,
what
loco.
goes live on air. None of this is possible by myself. So I got a lot of help from my game producer as well as my observer director.
Hey guys, I'm Jeff Rose. I am the observer director, so I work with every observer individually, make sure they get the greatest shots, the greatest stories, so that when we go to Andy and he goes
Uy,
and
mira
talks to
eso.
them, he makes sure that you guys are seeing the best quality content that you can.
Check out the next block of NA West. Let's see what we have.
Ahora deja otra jugada.
Great plays if he is able to carry the momentum over into this one.
Are you guys curious to see how audio works for the broadcast? Let's go meet up with John.
Hi, I'm John. I'm the audio mixer for A1 on Fortnite. Welcome, Fortnite fam, to the audio booth. This is the audio board. All the audio that you hear goes through my
Ah, es que hace los volúmenes y todo.
for all of our talent. And then right here are all of our in-ear monitors, or IFTs, so that I can talk to talent. Like, usually it's something like, hey, Zeke, turn on your mic. And then they turn on their mics. I think Zeke should have heard that right now. Did you hear that? Nice. Also, I have a window.
Day one time!
What are you talking about? World Cup battle's over, guys, okay?
La World Cup.
I won everything.
Oye, cuando quieran poner otra,
Guys, just wanna
¿verdad?
let you know, my favorite
Ah,
person
que
in the
faltan
world
3
is
minutos
Smith.
para que pongan otra partida.
The funny thing is,
It's not me.
I'm happy to tell you. It's actually Kitty Blaze!
Por tanto, salgo de aquí, le doy aquí. Y comienzo aquí. Y yo estoy jugando con los bananos aquí. Al bajo a la izquierda, pues, chicos, pueden ver la World Cup a lo que comienza la otra partida. Esta cosa está brutal. Y puta. Loco, tú no me cedas a mí que va primero. Lo corté. Diantre, qué duro.
Some have been able to already book
Uy.
their tickets
Pero eso fue antes.
to compete in the Fortnite World
Porque
Cup
ni que
Finals
con la bomba nuclear. Loco, que la bomba está.
live fans. $8 million has already been given away.
Que la bomba nuclear
and
está
now
ahí, en
it's
modo
down to the
World
wire. Week 9 is the final opportunity for competitors to try and qualify for the
Es
solo
que tiene hasta copeta, mira.
who will join the likes of Dubs, Stompy, Tfue, and X2 Jordan on the stage in New York City. Who will be able to clutch up in their final moments, in their last fights,
No, mira.
earn one of the final 19 spots. And with the last 2 weeks on the horizon, we are increasing the weekly
que
prize
salga.
pool to $2 million. So, get on the battle bus and drop in. This is your last chance to name yourself among the best
Mira.
of the best and to build your way to a spot.
No, pero hay uno que
Fortnite
tiene la
World
nuclear,
Cup
deja que
Finals. What are you
salga.
waiting for? The battle is building and you don't want to miss
Mira.
it.
¿Viste? Sí hay españoles. Pero en Asia, loco. Me he entrado tanto. A ver, aquí. Ahí comenzó la otra.
What is going on, Fortnite fam? Welcome back to Week 9 of the Fortnite World Cup Online Open Qualifiers. It's Week 9, the final opportunity for these players to punch a ticket for the solo competition. This is it. It all comes down to the wire. Now, of course, guys, in case you've just been tuned in, maybe you haven't been here, maybe it's your first time, let's get you guys up to speed. And, of course, refresh your memory. You know how the schedule goes. Oceania, Asia,
Oceania,
Europe, have
Sunday,
all
que es
concluded
el sábado a las
with
2 de la
so we're
mañana.
wrapping up. And of course, now we're hopping into NA East, and then later on, we'll wrap the day up with NA West. Now, the format, because we
Yo
did
quiero ver la de...
top 25, top 15, top 5. In the victory
Ya una
round,
victoria, 10 puntos.
every single elimination is 1 point. Now, don't forget, guys, the prize pool for Week 9
Oh
and
my
Week
God.
10 has been doubled. This is insane. Now, of course, money is fantastic, but those coveted qualifying spots,
Estamos en la
that's
semana
what
9.
these players are after. 8 in Europe, 6 in NA East, 2 in West, 1 in Asia,
Uy, Europa.
Brazil, and Oceania.
Europa
Now,
va primero.
there is 6 total spots on the line for these players. Again, it is the last possible opportunity for these players to punch the tickets to the finals in New York City. 19 players will be joining us when the day is said and done. Now, of course, we're hanging out with
Estoy
Sundown.
viendo aquí la World Cup.
Let's take a look at the standings heading into NA East. I'm curious to see how things are shaking out for these players, especially after yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, it's been an incredible round of matches so far. We've seen our finals and our semifinals be incredibly close from top to bottom. Again, in Europe, 15
Hola,
points
ve mi directo, güey, porque yo estoy los sistemas en tren de vivo.
100th place. Let's take a look here. Everyone on pretty much 3 matches, with the exception of Secrets and Babe Jesus hanging out there on to 6 points, or 7 points, excuse me, math was a little bit hard, between Outlet and Bugabot, but we have a whole bunch of Fortnite to still play, nearly a little under 2 hours in terms of the queue times going, and I mean, we're going to book 6 more tickets.
That's right, don't forget, guys, top 6. As Sundown likes to say, you must be this tall to ride. So if everything was said and done, these would be your top 6 players, which for Outlet, someone like 72 Macwood, this would be huge. But of course, like you said, we still have a ton of games to get through. So of course, let's hop into the action. We need 2 casters, and of course, we're bringing out the big guns. Let's get Curry JD and Dr. Lupo on deck. Gentlemen, the floor is yours.
Dr. Lupo, we are here. Hello,
Dr.
my name is
Lupo.
Courage JD. This is Dr. Lupo.
Ah, mira, Dr.
Sorry,
Lupo.
the camera angle
Oh
makes me
my
a little bit
God.
shorter than him, but we're about the same height in real life. Ben, NA East, it's here. 72 hours, popped off yesterday. I said I was rooting for Mongrel in the EU. He did it. I'm rooting for 72 hours now in the US. Let's get into the games.
I was talking earlier about that exact thing.
Ahí lo están dando. Otro pantalla.
NA East in a big way yesterday on the board, even in the bottom right corner of your screen right now. We're gonna jump
Ok,
into
ya
the
pusieron
field.
una, Luis.
1 elimination, 7 points. Not a whole lot of ammunition
Ya
in the
estoy viendo
inventory,
uno.
but enough builds to make an escape. Plus those 2 shadow bombs
Una
are going to
copa.
be key, Jack, to these mid to late game rotations.
Show beans right now. Getting set up for these assault
Que
rifles.
venga ahora.
Weapons, the issue with having 2 of the same weapon class with ammo means, well, they share the ammo bed, and when you have under a clip in each, you're not really in a good spot. Thankfully, as we know, the combat shotgun with much more range than the likes of the pump when it was in the game can definitely get a little bit more done with it here in the late game. But now Showbeans on the run, not popping a shadow bomb as of yet, was maybe hoping to hit that launch pad, but looks like
quite
struggling to get some builds in here.
Building, honestly, probably one of the most important pieces of Fortnite Battle Royale. It is the ultimate Battle Royale experience, Jack, as they say. Make a movement here, landing inside the same box. KGG gets the GG back to the lobby. Showbeans picking up a second elim, a lot of materials, and enough ammunition for multiple magazines. Finds another player inside. Quick edit, but decides to back out of that. Just kidding. The drop back in, down to 38 HP. Took a lot of damage right there, trying to wall off from pressure from multiple sides. A tough position. Going to have to rotate away right now. One of those shadow bombs may be the right call if more pressure comes in. It's Bucky. Cam Bam down below. Void. Shy Guy, Maximus, Frey. Slothy plays. Multiple players on your screen right now. And that's going to be the case pretty much throughout all of these games, especially in NA East. We mentioned earlier, I was with Sundown, we talked about Europe and how aggressive they seem to play in comparison to other regions. NA East a little slower as of recently in solos, especially with this being the final week of qualifiers for solos for the World Cup.
My gosh.
Is more splodes. It is, the legend has it to this day, they're still going off. Slothy burning through all their materials.
How is Slothy alive right now?
Didn't take a single point of damage.
Didn't take a single point of damage. Typically when that happens, the entire lobby begins to focus and then returns the favor onto Erupt Void with the combat shot there. Slothy, of all the outcomes right there, Dr. Lupo, that has to be the absolute best considering the circumstance.
Imagine having 15 dynamite thrown at you, not taking a single point, and then quickly one-tapping a player on the rotation after you rebound.
No me viste.
Look at this. Slothy sees a player through the transparency of the metal wall going up. That's the storm side, too, so there's a chance maybe to wait. Doesn't decide to do it.
Creo que se me salió el
Jumps
primer
out
mode.
there into the rift to go. Yet that other player can follow through behind. We're at 36, 35 players remaining. Kotor goes down to the storm. And then picking up J-Mac in the feed as well. Sharp on your screen. Multiple players and ballers.
Remember, if you're on the ground right now, you're slipping and sliding around.
Not a fun position to be in. You have TJ, Baldy, multiple players, well-known names we've seen multiple times in the past. But you have to remember, too, that this is just the beginning of Sunday qualifiers, so everybody's kind of queued into the same pool, but as people start to push higher and higher in points, you're going to see the lobbies get more and more difficult as we go closer to the
stand out for sure. Yep. Here's a look at Bugabot currently at the bottom of this build. Dynamite coming into play, recognizing
Yo sé que estoy transmitiendo. Mira,
here's
mató a uno
the
y
limb
loco.
on a Maximus. Now at 8 total points. Remember, top 25 is where placement points begin to come into play. Bugabot so darn close. Ooh, builds all the way into the zone. Takes a couple ticks of damage, but nothing too bad. Has a med kit, and I don't mind this at all right here, Lupo. I like the fact that he's going to wind up popping this med kit, and actually stops to go and fight someone nearby, because there's really not going to be another time to be able to pop this med kit when this all goes down. Bugabot hit the community rift and will begin to float towards this zone. So look at the rest of the carnage going down. We've reached our top 20.
Well, builds there, floating in from above. Bugabot not sitting on a whole lot of small ammunition with that tactical AR. Baldy goes down to the storm. Bucky picking up Saw on the feed. Another elimination there for Bucky. Fly on pass doesn't have an opportunity to compete for high ground. He's going to land on the ultimate low down on the floor down here, trying to get as close to the edge of the front of the storm as possible. You don't want to spend too much time trying to make your way in, especially with only 2 builds now. 1 brick, 1 metal. Gonna have to try and apply pressure, and there goes the rest of the materials. Bugabot now fight for his life on the ground, drops in a player immediately next to him. 2 combat shotgun shots back to back there.
But that player also had no materials. Okay,
a little bit of wood.
There we go. That'll definitely help. Bugabot making the most of a bad situation with another elimination. Now into the top 10. And still, with 13 builds left, can try to make something happen. Here's a look from the top down of exactly where everyone stacks up. Frey on the height, but Frey also very, very weak. Looking to get maybe some siphon coming up here. Bugabot pushes out, decides, nope, I can't pick up that rocket right now. I've got to focus on this enemy that's nearby. Back up to 26 builds now. Bugabot in the top 5. So max placement points earned outside of winning the darn game. So definitely a solid performance up to this point. Haz with 2 from up top. There's a challenge coming on, and that is Haz, who gets cut down by Bugabot. 1 versus 1, and Frey just fell to his death because he had like 45 HP.
Eliminated by fall damage there.
That's that.
Plummeting down, and kind of a anticlimactic ending there. I mean, still, it's a victory royale. That's 10 points right there, plus the eliminations. So you got to feel good, but didn't really have to compete for the last one outside of Haz falling in on top of his head there. Meanwhile, the next game over. 39 players remaining. We are in the southwest corner of the map. Gonna slide on in here. A fly in from the outside. A slacking Revs. NA East, by the way, has just under 2 hours left to play. So a little over a third of the way through their queue time. You have to get 10 games in. You can get 10 games in, I should say. A lot of players, even ones that make it to the top 10, top 5, even first place, don't often finish all their games. There's no need to if you're getting wins and high elimination counts every single time you play for placement, that kind of thing. So you have an hour and 50 minutes left.
I think he's just staring at this guy, just sitting in this box, wanting to just go for it. There it is.
Oh. The shot in the air?
No, tried to make it happen. Tried to make it happen, but unfortunately can't. But either way, Moretz had the right idea. If that player doesn't have a rift, obviously that's a different story. Looks like wants to keep the pressure going, and I don't mind this at all. You know how weak this person is.
Have to.
You have to go for this. Again, we talk so much about it. If you want to qualify for the Fortnite World Cup Finals, you will not get away with just placement points. You need eliminations if you're going to do it. He gets right inside the box. And that was exactly who tried to break on out, tried to escape, but unfortunately met their demise right there inside the 1x1.
Slacky actually tried to do one of the coolest little gimmicks you can do. If you are above an opponent that has a pyramid on top of the 1x1 that they're in, you stand in the corner of it, build 2 of your own walls against that corner, and then just pickaxe straight down. Because your character model will drop in there, and you'll phase through. If they instantly replace it, you'll phase through and fall into their box. You can keep the aggression going.
They call him Dr. Lupo for a reason right there.
Listen, I've watched enough. Let me just say this. I'll admit this openly. I have before. I'll say it again. I'm not the best player, Jack.
We know.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, there's a reason you're standing by my side right now, by the way. In comparison, we're trash. But we've watched enough and can understand the mechanics behind the game.
Absolutely.
That at this level, things like that, they stand out so much, and it's that kind of gameplay. You know, there's a reason I'm hiding behind the desk, like I said.
Hey, man, it makes sense. It's great, you know, be here casting with you, and also full peace of mind knowing that I have more skill in me than both you and your Pro-Am partner, Jordan Fisher, have in your entire bodies combined.
Best Fortnite duo ever done.
And myself and Brendan Urie, when we win next week, are going to sing and dance on stage. And then we're going to have $1 million go to our charity of choice. Tickets are actually available for the Summer Block Party in the Pro-Am if you'd like to come take part and watch me take over. You can go to Fortnite Summer Block Party, Google, and find the link to it, because I don't know it off the top of my head. How about that for a plug?
A valid attempt there, but a little bit of a miss, just like most of your gameplay. Meanwhile, Tom, 72 hours here, 3 eliminations now. Pops the slurp to prevent anybody else at that point from using it. Picks up a mini. So I'm a little curious why he picked up 1 mini over keeping the slurp.
Sometimes in these late game moments, some panic can set in. You might not realize. You might not be able to get the chance. You might think, oh, that's 6 minis, right? And it's only 1. So right now, 72 hours, just trying to stay alive. Played out of his mind yesterday. A fantastic day, but as we know, Saturday doesn't always transfer over to Sunday. 72 hours spraying with this infantry rifle close range. Oh, doesn't get that a limb. Does stay in the zone, doesn't get that a limb either. There you go. Okay, they do drop, but he kind of tunnel vision here, Lupo. He kind of tunnel vision here,
Lupo. Way outside, the storm pushes his way in. Is he going to make it or not? We'll have to see. Just barely 10 HP remaining. The Shadow Bomb to continue pushing on through to the opposite side of the safe zone. Almost lost it there. 90 HP to the zone is not ideal. Wishes he had that slurp, I'm sure, at this point, hoping he can find some way to get this back. Frantically building his way to the top, trying to build up inside the safe zone, stay at the forefront of the storm. 12 players left. We're very close.
Yep.
Got to make it to the top 5 to pick up the last 2 points before the victory royale is the only way for placement to matter anymore. Player directly above him. Jay Storm Painful looking down. Maybe an opportunity for Tom. He's going to see it. Releases the edit. Wall. Builds forward. Doesn't want to engage just yet. A little bit of fall in there. No fall damage.
I thought that was going to be it right there.
Very close. 8 players left. Jay Storm picking up another Elin.
Oh.
Rats finds him inside a box. 72 Hours goes down just outside the top 5.
And if you're threats right there, that's just an easy decision. You see someone inside trying to chug a big shield in time. You've got a heavy sniper. You know the player's got to be weak. That is a no-brainer type shot. Nicely recognized by threats. You see it on the left side of your screen. Actually does get eliminated right there. So did make it right on the edge of top 5. Not sure if they wound up earning those other placement points. And it looks like he'd wind up. He did. So we are now in our top 3, though. Top right of the screen, Rocardini. Bottom right, Beggs. And you see on the low ground, Slacky Merebs, too, who's very, very weak. The Stink is brilliant from up top. Stinks this late in the game are just so deadly. Merebs going to drop to that. He smelt it and dealt it. Another Stink comes in. Beggs getting chunked by this now. Even more Stink still in the inventory. Oh, this is just beautiful. Rocardini recognizing that it's best to hold on to those to the extreme late game, and now basically has a free win right in front of themselves with this one. Yeah, that doesn't get much easier. Well-placed Stinks, and the patience to hold on to them, Dr. Lupo, pays off in dividends.
See an opportunity in a late game like that. Players fighting it out below you. No reason to not just drop that guy on in there and see if you can deal it while they're forced to smell it, Jack. You hate to see that. Eliminations like that, I mean, it's, sorry, name on the screen threw me off for a second. See if you spot it at some point. 43 players left. Anyway, eliminations like that, you got to feel good about it too, because it's almost low effort because you have players that you're not putting yourself in line of sight. You're just dropping the zone damage down below. Yep, letting them fight it outside. NA East with 1 hour and 44 minutes left.
As you saw, one of the most incredible gamers out there, Yogurt Fart, in this lobby.
I think we're 14, Jack. I think honestly, sometimes our maturity level shows.
Like for real.
Like Epic, I process for a second. I'm from the bottom of my heart, Epic. Please.
No. This is nothing to do.
I'm sorry.
This is disgust. How do you decide your name's going to be Yogurt? Where does it come in? Don't you want to, like, everyone else out there is TTV, they want to get their cloud up, and then I'm just like, hey, yeah, add me on add my Epic. My name's Yogurt Fart.
I think we've lost Jack, everybody. My deepest apologies. Fernando beaming Yeti out of the sky in the rotation in. Second elimination, 19 points total. Down below, Yogurt Fart still crawling around underneath. Jack trying his hardest to hold it together.
Yo player, Dannon.
Jack?
It's right now. Fernando is keeping the high ground at the moment. Trying to make sure no to push towards the backside of the zone.
Production not helping with this joke at all in the slightest. Confirm that it's Danimals in our ears. Jack still trying his hardest.
We're good.
Sincerely, my deepest apologies.
DMO. I actually saw an interview with DMO.
Come on.
It's right now. Fortunately, he used that hashtag Fortnite World Cup and send us interesting names you've seen.
Yes, please.
That you've faced.
Got to get screenshots of them if possible. Got to have proof. Screenshotter didn't have it.
Fernando's still up top, just sitting pretty, and it doesn't get much easier than that. Garrido does get cut down. Fernando, launch pad, 4 shadow bombs. Realistically, weapon-wise, really hoping this legendary assault rifle can pull him through, because
listen,
only other thing he has is a common tactical shotgun.
I've said it before, Jack, I'll say it again. The Gray Tac is the best weapon in the game. Prove me wrong. You can.
Okay. I'll let you say that.
It's never been proven.
That was Dr. Lupo who said it, Reddit, not me.
Smile. You really gotta point those at me, Jack?
Point that finger.
Reddit, you look wonderful today. Please be gentle. Saw in the feed, picking up another elimination. He got his bad, not necessarily the worst. Picking up an Elam, we're down to the top 30. Fernando getting Sir Wings on rotation. See out another elimination. 29 remaining. This Shadow Bomb to push all the way forward. These players trying their hardest to earn a spot in those 6 positions for NA East.
Only 6 spots. Remember, of these 3,000 players, only 6 will make it. Fernando using that tactical shotgun does get one. Is there a combat on the ground anywhere? Just an upgraded tack. I think that's what they'll have to settle with. Pressure now moving forward. You see Bugga on your screen. Ball giving Bugga a major praise the other day as Fernando fortunately keeps clipping the edge of that build. Not able to make it into zone without taking a couple ticks. Does have a campfire though, but it's a double-edged sword using a campfire this late in the game, Dr. Lupo. It's like a, hey, I'm weak, come attack.
This is the box to shoot at, please. Yes. I encourage it. But on top of that, you're also going to be missing HP, in this case shield as well. Pick up on the Elim there, and the Storm's going to push him Fernando.
Wow, gets both
time. No damage either from the Storm.
And that's great composure right there, because to be honest, I was thinking it wasn't going to happen. As Go CMO actually goes down in your engagement feed, we're in our top 7 right now. Opportunity to break on through. Bugga on your screen. KNG Unknown fighting for the high ground still. TSM Cloud in this game as well.
Kai on the ultimate high ground up above as the remainder of the lobby is forced into the same, maybe 2 or 3 boxes vertically. The Rift to Go puts a player all the way up top, 2 players all the way up top. Bar getting beamed from underneath, just a little bit of damage, but enough to apply pressure and make him plummet to the ground. You'll see another Rift, 3 players up. You hear the combat shotgun shot in midair. Somebody going for a big play if they can pull it off. Can't quite yet though. Bar landing. Waterfall down and layer up. Basically 3 or 4 floors up off the ground. We're in the top 7.
It's a lot of that seems right there.
We got 2 players left need to go down before those final placement points, and every point matters as we've talked about in these placements. With Edit to check for a shot. Nope, looks down below, applying pressure with the grenades. Excellent grenade play there. Finds Cloud from TSM, hiding on the ultimate low ground. Picks up that Elim, putting the top 4 now. Bar dropping down, applying pressure. Another grenade, very close, very risky, and shots from above. That might cost him. We'll see here. It's all the no bills left. A quick edit to shot through. Finds Fernando. 1v1 situation. A top down. The combat shots from above. Kai picks up the last elimination from the ultimate high ground to the victory royale. Well played.
No builds or not, you are just never going to win a fight 1v1 with attack versus combat right there. Just not going to happen. It's just a better weapon in the hands of his opponent. The combat shotgun shows off just how darn good it is right there. As we head to our next game, up top you've got Class. You saw Chat flying by. Class, I believe the newest signing for 100 Thieves. Currently set on up on the ultimate high ground. There's the Q check again, an hour and 38 minutes left.
Too many materials. Checking down from the top. Anybody on rotation? He's at the back of the Storm, by the way. Kind of an interesting position, which means somewhere in that inventory, I bet you there's a Rift to Go or a launch pad.
Yes.
Not needing to move too early. I mean, he's got 5 seconds now. I'm going to start to make the move.
And
there's the launch pad.
He actually hit his head, but it seems like that was on purpose.
That was intentional.
Yeah.
The horizontal movement, if you bounce off one of those ramps 2 blocks up, you get shot out like a rocket, essentially, and you can fly across the map. Less chances for people to shoot you out of midair.
200 IQ play from Class right there. Currently set up. He's got the combat shotgun in hand. As we know, sometimes the inventory doesn't load for the players when we hop on into a new lobby. So, Class definitely has more than just a rare assault rifle. Can promise you that. 1 player just above, looking to put some pressure on, and doesn't
a little bit of pressure.
Easier than that.
A little bit of pressure.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
There they go.
Elimination there. 39 players left. 3 Elims right now for Class. Eclipse, his duo may potentially be in here. Those players qualified already. Chap, Macwood, Complexity
in our top 10.
The box.
In our top 10 last time we checked the leaderboards.
Indeed.
And is in a great position to rack up points right here.
As with every grenade, when there's 1, there's 50. Finds the Elim on the outside. There's 3 now, 30 points.
It's like chips. It's like potato chips. Like you can't
just eat one. You
can't just shoot 1 grenade.
Show me a person that's eaten 1 chip and then stopped. Yeah, right.
Look at the size of me. I haven't.
The legend has it you're still eating chips to this day. Sorry, Jack. Sorry to expose you.
No, you don't have to. I had some delicious ones earlier. Cheddar cheese, Pringle action.
Excellent.
Macwood spraying, frantically trying to find some sort of damage to put down range. Every point matters. Every elimination matters. A heavy snipe nearly exposes Macwood, but a quick reaction time does stop it. And actually surprised, Macwood is taking a ton of damage.
He could have, for a second, opted to take shots, but I feel like that player right there, literally the one he's jumping past right now, there were multiple that had line of sight on the box.
Great movement, though. Great movement.
Big jump.
Hitting that last ball, getting as far as possible. We'll have time to pop both of these minis, which I expect, only using one, it appears. Wants to save as much of these as possible.
Kind of surprising because we're going into the late game here. He's
Fell.
way
There you
above
go.
the damage threshold. Hey, look, 191 now, no big deal. Looking for shots on a follow-through. The second, maybe a back-to-back. Swap to the combat shotgun. Look at the right side here in just a second. Building up above and finds Das on the rotation up. 5 elims at 32 points. We're in the top 30. Another one of these opportunities. Macwood showing just how versatile those shadow bombs are climbing the mountain.
My goodness, this is a tough zone rotation. And it's going right back, actually. Looks like through where we just were. You see Tilt as well in this game. All the way on the high ground is Thunder. So they're beaming on down, back over to Class, who's currently set on up, kind of towards the higher point of this build. Has made it into the top 25, so more points will be earned.
Pushing on through to the next section here. Just kind of tunneling forward. One of the most important skills for rotation.
Nick A30 was literally talking about it earlier. Saying how before he started to stream, he was in Playground. He was trying to get better at tunneling on uneven ground, like when you need to go up or down or whatever.
It's important too to know when you need to cover all your angles, every side, or just one side or two sides, depending on how you're moving or where you're moving. If you're at the edge of the zone, you don't necessarily have to cover your back if you know that side's been empty for a while. Or if you're moving across the middle and you want to save materials, maybe a single floor and a ramp, turn rotated, or like you do a jump rotation and quickly place it to end up underneath so you don't use as many materials. By the way, catching a player, specs, immediately placing the launch, jumping off of it.
And what's big is, of everything that just dropped, the one thing Class is able to pick up is 280 brick.
Feels good.
Basically the best thing you could ask for.
Material's so important late game. We're in the top 15 now. Class looking at 20 points, looking for the 21st here in a second. Shot, go for the replace, gets the first layer, go for the replace, gets the second, doesn't quite get the second layer. A little bit of a mis-edit in there too, placing the triangle down. Tons of players up above, one landing directly above, immediately it does the edit to get it to fall through. The player drops down, gets a 124 on the combat, and it's Thunder who goes down, pays the price for the second shot. Very, very good mechanic skill there from Class. A lot of practice goes into moves like that.
Yep, as you hear the rift go off, someone will be contesting for height. Sen Karos did just go down. It's Percently who's all the way up top, and Class catches him off guard. Percently went to look up at the Rifter, and Class just jumped behind. And that is a game-changing moment, Dr. Lupo, as Class not only eliminates Percently, but refocuses his attention onto the player. Rifting high ground is now his, and he's up to his highest amount of material so far in this late game.
Pressure applied on Eclipse, who's basically in the second level there. You've got Lazar and Fox down to the bottom. Shots coming out from Class, moving forward in the stink a little bit on the backside, but no big deal. Eclipse stuck inside a stink of his own. Lazar and Fox in the ultimate low, fighting it out while still getting shot at from above. 3 builds in Fox's inventory, and Class is sitting on 63. Very important to note that, because that means Class could waterfall down and apply pressure at any time. He also has a chance to wall off and heal off from above, and Fox is going to have to take shots. Eclipse goes down, Fox is basically nothing left. Class, a little bit of fall damage. There we go.
¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué te puso a casa?
HP. Fox slotting it on the hill, stuck outside the storm. Class doesn't have to push, but he doesn't know that. Wait for the last
Obviamente sin mi vecino.
Finds the victory royale. 8 eliminations.
That was not pretty.
15 points.
That was not pretty right there, but that's where we have it. A good victory royale. 400 Thieves. Class, 8 eliminations. The win, 18-point game. Seeking Sundown with our updates.
Thank you guys so much, man. Do I love Fortnite? The answer is yes, of course. Who doesn't? Now, guys, of course, we're here in NA East. Excuse me, I almost said West. I don't know why. NA East here, knee deep in the game. Sundown, we've seen some incredible games so far. Let's take a moment here, slow things down, meet up with Sundown. We'll take a look at some of the awesome clips he's got. We'll take a look at the updated standings, and then go from there.
Ya, pues mírate este. El Iconic juega.
With Bugabot, a great individual effort from him on the low ground here. No, right before that elim, he had 0 builds, now up funny, but one thing I want you to keep an eye on is his mentality to shoot first in these situations. It might be because he's lower on the builds, but note how he's looking to walk out and take fights. He's not looking to build himself back out. He wants his shots first, which ends up being...
Hola, Kiko. Kiko, saludos. ¿Llegaste bien allá?
BR, well done from Bugabot. Now, the Titans
Estados
of the
Unidos.
East, we talked about it. Players who haven't qualified 72 hours. Tom is on that.
Kiko.
Just watch this little bit of a tricksy rotation here. Ends up directly in this player box on the backside, but Mike can go back to lobby. Boxes himself up, puts the trap down. Nice little defense there. Now, rather unfortunate here that he didn't end up with 2 elims.
Ok. Kiko, estoy transmitiendo en vivo ahora mi querida World Cup.
Couldn't work. That was his first elim, but look at what he gets from all of that. Gets high ground control, the legendary AR, and zone priority position. Because he's on this side and players are forced to rotate into him, he's going to be able to use the rifle. Saw him pick up one there, picks another player off of the jump pad. That feels awful if you're Oscarito, and we've seen him have an affinity a number of times for getting picked up off of the jump pad. So maybe grab a shadow bomb or a ball or rotate along the ground as Fernando keeps putting in work there, getting the storm tick over onto Sir Wings. And look, that's the one thing that we stress about these players. It's the action after their immediate action. You don't slow down. You can't stop right after you pick something else up because somebody else is there. Picks up the elim onto Quasi, bosses himself up, and then pushes forward. He's been doing this entire run while he's being contested. It's not like he's avoiding these fights. He's going and he's looking for them, but he's prepared to take them with that shoot first mentality. Very well done from Fernando there, but let's check out the standings right now. The previous qualifier on top, Misfit Clicks. Let's look at the spread, 40 points down to 30, so just 10 points separating first and 10th, and 6 spots up for grabs. With Clicks already having qualified, it would drop down to the 7th spot, and all of these guys are right on top of each other.
Yeah, I mean, you look at like someone like Smacked and Fernando, they have the 3 games played, and they're at the 30 points. Someone like Clicks, who's at the top, has 5 with 40 points.
Victoria lleva 2, 0-0, 1-1,
pretty tight. Don't forget, top 6 will be moving on to finals. So there's still plenty of time. I still feel like this is anyone's game. It just takes one incredible standout game to just rock it up on the leaderboard, you know?
It's absolutely anybody's game. We talk about kind of a reasonable pop-off. A 5 elim victory route is 15 points, or 8 elims, and in the top 5 is 15 points. Any of those is a realistic finals game, and we're right around that halfway mark, and with less than separating the top 10, anybody will be able to jump up on the page, and that's what Fortnite is all about.
Well, let's not hold on any longer, Fortnite fan. Let's just get right back into the action. So for now, let's send it back over to Courage and Dr. Lupo for more Fortnite.
Ooh-wee, the standings are getting juicy. Some would call them soggy as we move into our next game here.
Speaking of soggy, Jack, on your screen, Liquid, Vivid,
and Loot Lake.
A player that's already qualified.
Yes.
Qualified week 1. Gotta love that. An opportunity, though, for Vivid to practice his mechanics, keep his game stepped up to the top. Hopefully push up and maybe pick up, you gotta remember, a little bit of prize money, too, on the line here. Plus, it's doubled. $2 million for the entire weekend is insane.
Absolutely wild.
Lo que pasa es que este no dura mucho.
2 million every
por la noche.
Week for these last couple weeks is nuts. That's like...
Loco, sí, porque nosotros hacemos hasta las 4 de la mañana.
That is like entire life cycles of game prize money. And now it's these 2 weeks. Don't even get me started on the Fortnite World Cup Finals. That is going to be the spectacle to watch this summer. You will want to be tuned in for that. Later on this summer, in the end of July, you see Hogman continuing to pop up in the elimination feed. Vivid throwing these grenades, and on these awkward-to-build surfaces, like in the water, it is so tough to dodge them, and you see right there how it winds up working out.
Some players trying to make their way in. 38 left. Vivid starting to tunnel forward. Shots from the backside. He's going to wait. Last second, looked like he was waiting for one more shot from that opponent's AR before he took the combat shotty shot. Couldn't quite get it. For Reed here, going to take ownership of the wall, sees the baller through, and going to apply pressure, taking shots there. It actually is Hogman with the baller inside that brick box in the bottom, Loon up top. Premium moving forward up above to the next level up. Shots underneath the corner edit there. Vivid's going to have to replace the wall with a new one. Maybe a chance to pop that full shield if he decides it's the right call, which at this point it might be, unless someone nearby is very, very weak. Vivid could go for the full shield. At this point, waiting. You have 18 seconds until the circle starts to close, which means you don't have to move just yet if you're trying to wait, especially if you have a rift in your inventory, a launch pad, anything like that. You can take a second and take shots before movement's required. I believe that's exactly what's going on here. Yep. It's going to rotate on through. Look from underneath, and there is a pyramid separating them now. No chance here. You hear the shadow bomb go off. Vivid might try and track this one down. 54 on the shield on rotation. No chance just yet. A player directly above. He's going to hold up and try and match height. Shot from the backside. 32-21. Shield still on that player, and another one rotates in front. It's Navy Rob who goes down to a quick combat shotgun shot.
I actually can't believe Vivid's not being sprayed at more.
Barely even challenged.
Yeah.
Player down to his bottom right. Loot Lake keeping people on their toes. Player right inside finds Loon in the box. Follow up the back-to-back. Two shots. Hogman goes down. A very, very competitive player. That's a big elimination. Less of a challenge now to reach that #1 spot this game. Vivid moving forward. Another wounded player on the outside. The baller flies past. Vivid building up. 18 points, 4 elims, and 66 builds. Ammunition not too bad. Loadout not too bad. A player directly underneath. Vivid still making moves non-stop. This is why he qualified week 1. You're looking for a player to watch. This is definitely one high on the list, Jack.
Yeah, he is someone that I think a lot of people always expected to do well and qualify, but the surprising thing for others is that he's the only one of the Liquid boys who has, right? And Vivid has been a absolute beast in solos for as long as he's competed in Fortnite. And right now showing what he can do here. Down to 19 health, though. It looks like the end might be near.
You look back at previous skirmish events, he was routinely taking home first place, second place, third place. Repeat.
Oh, there he goes.
Untamed, catch him on the outside, goes down, 70 players left. Couldn't quite squeak out the top 15 for placement points. If you remember, it's top 25 with 3. Top 15 gets you another 2 at 5. Top 5 gets you 2 more to 7, and the Victory Royale is 10. Reminding everybody, if you're just tuning in, there's your scoring setup. Clicks finding another element. You have to remember, too, Clicks right now top of the board. Finds Serge Kurt on the outside, rotating forward with shadow bombs. What a versatile item right now for movement. One of the best in the game. If you're looking for a chance to stay safe, I say pick up a shadow bomb or 2 and make those rotations at the right time.
Yeah, right now, Clicks. No!
Gets himself.
Boogie bombs himself with this one.
Not a huge deal if that player gets picked by somebody on the move.
Thankfully, no one else came down and got involved.
They're sitting in a bush, back in the baller. No chance there. Kind of just a fresh reset for everybody involved in that one. Clicks taking a shot in the back. 60 shield gone now. He's going to try and climb the hill. This could be big. If he can hold on to this for the entire time while this storm's still circling. Bouncing off all these surfaces, lands all the way up top. He's in a box with another player. It's Nut. Goes down in the box. Lee Wong off. 10 shield. 10 players left. Building up. The assault for high ground so important right now. 1 launch pad is heard. Clicks takes a chance to pop a mini. Keep building that.
Al frente de mi casa.
Players dropping in.
Al frente de mi casa.
Combat shotgun shot is enough to force a player to drop in there.
No, porque
goes down.
Se la regalaron.
Shots coming in.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, wait, if he's already hitting me now, just wait until I'm lower like this. It could be even worse. Clicks still with 100 builds, showing off why he is one of the most consistent solo players in the NA East region. The Boogie comes
y la muchacha brega, sí, la muchacha brega, yo la conozco.
You're just keeping the high ground.
Ahí fue que yo conocí a este, ¿verdad, Luisa? Gracias a ella.
Get your placement points, get your last couple of libs, and you're good. At this point, this is Clicks playing this like he's at the World Cup Finals.
Yo me sé más que 2 Diego y Ángel, no me recuerdo.
Keeping the height, not doing anything crazy.
Plenty of build left. He's on 60 plus. Let the other 2 fight it out.
They're fighting.
Shot. Premium, the last one on the low ground, 1v1 Clicks, just going to knock the floor out, taking shots from above, quick little corner edit and reset. Look at the speed of that. Look at the speed of that. Double layering break, puts the floor down, just the one surface, edits the corner.
Y ganó.
Pyramid.
That was...
We'll just let Premium check out.
Scary easy for Clicks. I mean, scary easy.
You want to know why he's the top, Jack? That's why he's the top.
That's it right there. I mean, we see other players in a position like that where they let it get close. Clicks knew exactly how to play that through and through. barely took a lick of damage and wins the game. Another victory.
Uy,
there.
el último
Someone
círculo
on
empezó
Speedy
picado.
Vinny, a name that
Bueno,
in previous
picado.
skirmish times popped off. Has
Mira, se cambiaron, ahora está más cerca de
pretty
piso.
quiet Fortnite World Cup so
Gone
far.
quiet through the World Cup thus far. Love to see a big game from Vinny. His duo Zexro as well, another one that's kind of low-key so far. A lot of players, though, rotating through here. We're at the 50-50 circle in 12 seconds. That means anybody left in Neo Tilted is going to have to make a move, and you've got people like Vinny boxed up, a good chance to take third-party shots. I am curious why he just took a great tack shot through a window at probably 100 meters. Not sure. Not sure.
Which weapon you have right there.
Don't think that was the desired play. No. A little bit of stumble.
Vinny trying to set up for this drop that's coming on in and decides to actually look up and begin to shoot it. Remember, the health of the drop actually depends on the mode you're in. So in solos, it's only got 250 HP, so that's not too bad of a thing to have to shoot on down. And, well, even if he doesn't get the crate,
feels like he got a crate.
Feels like he did. The legendary combat shotgun. What an upgrade there from the common tack.
But that player in the rotation in is actually still going to get the box. Looks like unchallenged. Big bucks, no whammies.
My
finds
goodness.
A legendary AR, a big upgrade across the board there, and he's got a full shield in the box as well. Going to hold on to the minis and the slurp. Probably the best call right now since it's most likely only one full. See here in a second. Quick little reset on the wall. He's looking for anybody that might be peeking, anybody that might be making a move, chances to take a shot. He does have a backup in terms of shield in there. Cowboy, the top right corner of your screen as well. Vinny, the stinks, still getting ticks. Sees the player potentially rotating out. Can he track that? Doesn't
he's just,
quite
see it.
He's
just getting rid of him.
He's chucking them away.
He's throwing them away so he can pick back up either the minis or the mini or the full.
Yep.
And looks like we'll decide to go for 5 minis in the slurp, which I think is the right play.
Yep.
Makes sense there. Get some damage down. If there's somehow a storm surge that comes in, that might be the difference between being above and below. I like the play. Say I like the play.
If it's going to happen with Storm Surge, it'll be at the end of this circle. You actually see that this is interesting because the way that we're watching these games, that marker right there, whichever person we pulled this from, that's them marking the edge of the next circle.
Yes.
That's actually a pretty interesting tip for anybody that's watching from home if you're trying to elevate your play. A lot of positioning knowledge will come from knowing when or when not you need to continue rotating in. Yeah. If you use the mini-map to mark, just put the little marker down, the closest portion of the next safe zone. You know when you've made it in without having to check the mini-map to see if you're past it or not. It's very, very, very important to know when you're safe and when you aren't.
Absolutely, in duos especially. Your duo's still alive, you're dead. You got to do things like that. Help, give them the best chance possible. Nico hits the ceiling above and actually drops a player right into his box. So basically gets a free elimination right there as the player was not expecting it. And with that, we'll actually move into our top 25. 3 more placement points earned. Shadow Bomb being used, and the quick movement up this slight little hill begins as you see 72 hours on your screen, alive right now inside of a baller. He was in our top 10 earlier on. Now no longer the case the last time we got a leaderboards update.
Blue T in here as well. We're going to jump in with Nico live. 4 eliminations, 137 builds, a really good loadout, and Loom not doing too well on the bottom there. There was an RPG, doesn't opt to pick it up. Could have potentially swapped out the AR or the TAC AR. That doesn't do so, though. No big deal. 19 points. Point rotation. Moving forward. No time to waste here. You don't want to be stuck at the edge of the safe zone as the ball actually swings through and opens everything up. Nico forced to rebox very quickly, burning through the materials. Down to 32 metal. Keo from Cloud9. The very bottom of your screen.
Look at 72 hours on height right now.
Good 72 hours, top of the screen there. Cole as well. Blue T. Jojo.
Cole's breaking him out. Cole's doing everything he can to break him out. And 72 hours having to deal with that. He just wants to begin to fire down on everyone, but can't get a chance right now. Here's Kaizui. Again, one of the younger players on 100 Thieves. 78 total health, but a ton of ammo, so some health back and maybe some mats. He's definitely can spray for days.
Que ya no le quedan mucho material, él tiene 280 de madera, cero de metal y de ladrillo.
One drops in, the heavy snipe does apply pressure. Kaizui goes down, it's Blue T from above. Oh my gosh, it looks like they traded inside the box, the trap and the shot. A quick swap there, both players going down at the same time. Meanwhile, all the way in the ultimate high ground for just a second there, we're in the top 15, but 72 hours from Team Liquid still in it. Blasian goes down. JoJo still in this as well. 10-bit just inside with a barely alive baller as Nico, the forefront of the Storm. He's got a baller in the box immediately next to. Wouldn't be surprised if
Give me a, I can tell. Whoa! All pulled into the rift. 3 of them.
3 players all the way in the sky. 9 remaining.
And they'll gladly float this one out. Look at all the destruction going on down low.
Just wait it out.
There goes 72 hours. Did get dropped on down.
It's like went out 8th. Doesn't quite get the 7 points for a top 5. Shatang gonna drop past Deity with the ultimate high ground. Keo in the mid cart. Pyro Boyle flying all the way past. Got players still stuck in the bottom. JoJo the ultimate low ground. Shatang finds Keo inside a box. Nico and Deity fighting for the ultimate high ground. Ranch forced down a little bit too. We're in the top 5. Placement points going out for everybody. 7 now.
Nico's so high up there right now.
In the sky.
Does Nico, the question is Nico have anything to want to drop?
Oh my God!
From our perspective, from what we can tell a spectator, no, but
that middle
with it going up the hill,
should
now be all right. Look at how weak all these players are down low. The Storm doing so much damage, and Nico more than happy to just keep building on up, keep playing this distance. Shatang gets 2, so White's getting a lot of HP, but spraying, and it's all for naught. Nico just sits up there and basically idly wins that game. Pretty easy. When you got the high ground like that, building in brick, there's no chance of getting shot down at all. And what I'm loving to see here, Ben, is this players doing a good job of calculating when they're on height, if they need to challenge or not. That's like 2 or 3 games in a row now where the person on height has just sat up there, let the Storm do its job, as long as you tag them once.
In the last 60 seconds.
Last 60 seconds.
Crazy.
Get a little tag on them, and then let the ultimate enemy, the zone, do its job for you. 1 hour and 15 minutes left in the queues until NA East solo qualifiers for the Fortnite World Cup Finals are over.
If you're trying to get your 10 matches in, now's the time to do it. 44 players left. Speaking of those 10 matches in this match, Attack AR, a blue combat shotgun, minis, shadow bombs, sitting on the edge of the zone. John, no need to apply too much pressure, doesn't have to move, just kind of wait it out. Take third-party shots, get those quick window edit resets, and hold this one, watching through on that ramp, using the little holes in the brick structure underneath of his opponent. Gonna start making a move here, goes for the window replace, the wall replace, it's not even challenged. Here we go. This player might not have audio. I'm not sure what's happening.
Yeah, it's just, again, when you're not just like in a 1-by-1, when there's more behind you, sometimes it catch you off guard. As that's what happens right there. FaZe Dubs actually in this lobby, and
Didn't you say?
Said FaZe
Dubs.
Dubs.
You go on record as saying FaZe Dubs is the best solo player in the world
as of right now.
Interesting.
With the technically with the placings we've got, there has been no person more consistent currently. What's he had? Like 1st, 3rd, 6th, 2nd, or something?
No person more consistent. Okay, I have to ask. Have you not been watching Tim's stream? Consistently fall damage.
That is true. Consistently bad.
We're talking about consistency,
yeah.
Jack. Really, you're gonna?
Yep.
Sorry, Tim. I'm trying to defend you here, bud.
It's all right. I'm sure he's really upset right now with his hand tats.
So he's tough and you can't handle it.
I can't wait to see Tim this week. I'm going to give him a big hug.
And he's picking up Elam. Flo taking one out as well in the top 35. Psychoma, Baldy, right next to each other here. A little back and forth. You see them both actually facing each other. And just quick edit resets for transparency on the walls.
You're like, you good? You good?
You gonna move?
You good?
You gonna make a move? I'm just gonna wait. You gonna move? I'm not going yet. You going?
You game of chicken right now as Baldy keeps editing, looking for any opportunity to rain down fire from up above.
Who gives in to first, right? Puts himself out in the open.
I mean, whatever.
Wondering if the rift gets used here or Baldy just says.
He's high enough up, he doesn't necessarily have to, but I'm going to say waiting here, I think you might be right. He's just looking back and taking shots, thinking, I'm just going to use the rift when it's time. There we go. There's a reason for it, too. One Elim looking for the second. Baldy, the storm right there, the swap, and falling down. I believe I heard it.
No, va a salir un Blanco 5.
Here's Dubs. Doesn't get much easier than that. The player with 17 HP.
Y Blanco 5, ya lo habían dicho.
Dubs will go follow this up right away. Look for any materials possible. This baller trying to snake them all.
Just a little bit.
There you go. Now Dubs has made it on it. It says, no. This is mine. This is mine. And whoa. 3 big shields, 6 minis.
Oh, that's a yikes.
Okay, Dubs Not a fun time right now. Remember, when you're in the shadow form, you cannot edit. You cannot make any plays like that. So Dubs gets trapped in there and takes 80 storm damage because of it.
Very fast edits on the tunnel there, moving forward. Basically not letting go of the sprint the entire time. Look at these, walling and editing a corner out every single layer, burning through materials very quickly, but dude, a very stable base to make a move.
It just set in how insane the Battle of Regions is going to be at Fortnite World Cup. Like Mongrel, Mr. Savage M are going to be repping EU that I know all of Europe's going to get behind. You've got the likes of Dubs, Tfue representing NA. I mean, it's going to be absolutely ridiculous.
The best players from every region.
Yeah.
Making their way to one stage. I'm gonna have heart palpitations, Jack.
Bro, it's going to be one of the most insane events of all time. There's just no doubt in my mind about that. Des loves Shane being pressured now by Dubs. Dubs did get a solid shot down range. Fortunately, shotgun not reloaded, so we'll have to take a moment there to let that weapon reset. As now the zone going back the way it just came, so.
Plus some 50 builds now. Dubs, 70 HP, has a chance, just kidding, 100 HP. A little misspeak there, 11 players left. Twinkie goes down, shots from above, another player. Title shot found outside of a window, looking through for a peek, potentially, doesn't quite get it. Shots in the back instead, a big trade out there. The legendary combat shotgun.
Oh, this movement is just
forward.
dirty.
Looking for the shot, doesn't quite go for it. Chance just yet. Mustache from Tempo in the feed, picking up another Elam. We're in the top 8 now. Dubs, quick edit, takes out the top half, looking for shots through. Reset and rotation. Dubs, so fast, so blindingly fast.
Yep.
You want to try and keep up with anybody.
Sticks from height again.
This is literally like you're setting the tempo right here.
Mm-hmm. Should have enough time to pop this big shield. Thankfully,
Otra batalla más
grenade
picada.
bombardment has
6
stopped.
personas.
Remember, top 5 is the last place.
Este tipo tiene 5 kills,
And just like that, Dubs has made it on into the top 5. Now up to 28 points. Still building out. Turret comes into play for that extra health on the build so it doesn't get shot down. Oh no. The build he was going to land on gets shot out. Trying to put pressure on. Gets one. How about a second? Not going to happen. Baldy wins that fight. The challenge comes in from the high ground. Baldy so weak. How will we make this pop? How will we make this happen? Baldy spraying, frantically trying to get this player to fall on down. 4 HP. There's no way, right? I mean, there's no way, right?
There's always a way, Jack. Don't count him out.
Cuatro de vida. Nah, ya está muerto.
Storm ends this game. The player was building with metal, and
there it is.
That's it right there.
John holds the high ground, the last second victory royale. He was one of the first players we jumped on board with.
Ooh, lock it up.
Locking it up.
Yeah.
Sitting in the top of the hill and ends up paying off big.
Oh, yeah. Nice job there by John. See who win that game. Victory royale. Shout out to Baldy, though. A little performance at the end, did what he could.
That last second drop, though, it literally, he had it all up until that moment.
Nada.
Ton of fall damage in the drop-in. Could not quite find an elimination outside the storm. Going backwards through a basket.
Wow, that's fancy. Whoa. I just get the chills. There you go, production. That's my cue. As we head into our next game, 51 players in this lobby when we hop on in.
The northeast side of Mega Mall, 50-50 zone, and there's enough players left alive right now that Storm Surge is going to be an issue. Not for AJ, though. 320 damage above. Sees a player through that pyramid edit. Looks like they're going for the replace. He's just going to hold the turbo build above. Drops in, tries to catch him off guard. Not fast enough. The first time is fast enough. The second time, Mawax goes down to the trap. AJ inside his own box. Well played there. 2 slurps, 6 minis.
Shields for days, movement for days, mats for days. AJ, these are the games that when you're set up, you're in your head, you're like, I need to make this a big one. I've got everything I need. And there's no other way to put it. These are games that either go the way you need them to go and be the things that push you towards being able to qualify, or don't go the way you want them to go and legitimately tilt you for the rest of your day playing. Whoa. Speaking of tilt, phase tilt now on your screen. It's pretty good, right? Okay, Ben, Jesus. Take your meds yet?
Is that a good enough laugh? Do you feel feel validated now, Jack?
I do feel validated now. Thank you.
Okay.
It makes a difference.
I'm out here for you, Jack.
I know.
150 now. No Elam's yet this game. 28 points. No in the feed. Picking up Zine. 90 builds right now. And the ultimate weapon, the gray tactical shotgun in the inventory. Got to feel good about that one, right, Jack?
Oh,
100% agree.
You said it's the best gun in the game, right?
It is the best, arguably, unequivocally, the best weapon. Tilt, pick it up. Elam on Smoke Gabe there. Quick window edit resets, very common here. Position like this, you're basically smack dab, middle of the safe zone. I don't know for sure if Tilt has any mobility besides the shadow bomb, so I would expect a door edit and push soon once he feels like there's too much on the line, if he's too close to the storm. But we'll see. Maybe a launch pad.
Yeah.
If he's going to use it, it's got to be soon. You don't want to wait too long with that.
This is when you're just like hoping someone like rips you to the sky out of nowhere or places the launch pad right next to you to let you have some sort of free movement.
Middle on the middle of your screen for just a second. One of the common high placement players in solos.
He's already qualified.
Exactly.
And yesterday finished atop our leaderboard, right? Tilt right now is actually below the damage threshold for the Storm Surge. And typically when Storm Surge pops up, it forces some people to play like maniacs. You got to do something crazy to make sure you don't take this damage. Tilt running on through. Still 43 below. Has to be going to put damage downrange. There's a nice little tag. Now above. Good stuff from him. As more players have started to drop. Is safe for the moment using both shadow bombs, Ben.
Okay.
Here on this rotation. And, you know, you might be like, no, but that's all his movement, then. I mean, isn't that bad? But you think about it. Right now, you're 34, top 34. You want those placement points.
100%.
You've spent a lot of time in this game. You've got one elimination. And right now, you're probably, every bit of 15 minutes, 17 minutes into this game. If you don't get placement points out of this, if you don't get at least 5 to 7 points off this one, it could really come back to haunt you as this day goes on. Tilt gets one, now 4 spots away from being in the top 25. Remember, 3 points earned if you make it there.
Okay, now 3 players need to go down before we get the placement. Very top of the zone, Corey. Rogue Shark vying for high ground. Looks like Shark gets the ultimate high with ease and does place a trap down just in case anybody tries to challenge. And in the same box, opportunity to just take some shots. Looking up here, back-to-back combat shots on that player. You can hear a baller underneath. I think Shark trying to be as cognizant of that as possible. There it is. Placement points going out for everybody. Shots on every player on the rotation in. If Shark can land even 1 or 2 solid hits, the combat shotgun, we've seen it be very lethal. Ranges like this, 18 points right now, and here we go, beaming player on the drop-in. A lot of shield damage, finds Frosted Spy in the air. No fall damage taken, 190 total now. Another player, back-to-back. The Vera goes down. Shark picking up the 4th elimination. Almost to the top 15 and playing this very, very well. The only concern I really have at this point is materials are going to start getting low soon, especially if you're forced to double up on layers.
When you're already having to build out from height that early on. You already mentioned it, 46 total builds left. How can Rogue Shark use them wisely? 15 players down remaining, so 2 more placement points earned for everyone that's still live in this lobby. Players continue to drop on out quick. Rogue Shark showing off just how good the combat shotgun is, whether players are flying from up above or running frantically down low. With that rift pulling up, I think it was 2 players. You think Rogue Shark's going to begin to peek on up and try to make sure no one can land on him? I think they just...
There we go, 1 flying in.
1.
Jaith eliminated. Top 10. AJ does, however, take the high ground. Honestly, it looked like with ease, just getting the flint knock to ascend all the way to the top. Challenging.
Oh my gosh.
A build off.
What a shot. They're going for height right now between the 2 of them. Rogue Shark down to just 21 total builds. Has to reload this flint knock and has to go for the play of his career. Knocks the 1 player down to the box. Shotgun comes through. Tyler's was not ready for that to happen, and Rogue Shark is rewarded by a ton of builds, but it's still AJ up top.
Shark for sure has the ability to drop down. That flint knock could save him. You're concerned about what's in his inventory.
He went for it.
He went for it.
Rogue Shark flint knocks to the high ground, knocks out AJ's build, and replaces it. He's got to reload this flint knock. Quick, drop it down. Did make it as well. Rogue Shark showing off how good the flint knock pistol is. One of the most versatile weapons in Fortnite Battle Royale history. We're now in our top 4. Rogue Shark continuing to be a hero from this high ground.
Literally just slugging.
There goes 2 more.
Down. It's a 1v1. Nightseeker on the ultimate low ground, 29 builds, some bandages if it comes to a heal-off, which means Shark's going to have to apply pressure, plus an RPG.
That's GG. That's GG.
On the outside of the storm. Unless there's a chance at a shot, there isn't. Nightseeker goes down. Shark, the flint knock, earns the high ground multiple times, and the victory royale.
19 points at this stage in the game. My goodness. That's absolutely insane.
Yeah, he's pretty good at the game. So luckily, we'll be seeing him in New York City. Rogue Shark has already got that qualification up there. But let's take a quick look at some of the other players who have already qualified, and one player who's putting on a little bit of a show and might be able to put himself in contention. So first, we're going to hop on board with the veteran Vivid. And as Golden Boy says, when in doubt, throw a grenade or 17. Vivid throwing every one of the explodes there. Picks up a nice little elim, and that actually gives him positioning to then start running on the mid-tart. Picks up Navy Rob there, and then continues rotating forward, doing all this now with the combat that he was able to pick up there. And notice in the top left-hand corner, this is outside the top 25. We watch him pick up 3 elims, survive into the top 25, and then enable himself to get more. Challenging into the stink, knowing he would get that.